Welcome, wrestling fans, to Technically Speaking with moi, Barry Horowitz, obviously. This is a new wrestling format and show that will be on Facebook and hopefully YouTube. And we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about my career. We're going to talk about the industry of wrestling, where it's progressing, where it's going, all different organizations. And we're filming from my beautiful house in Florida, and I have a producer. My producer and director will be answering different questions, so if you hear something in the background or whatnot, it's him and I. So I hope you enjoy this show. I'm sure from different podcasts over the last year or two, you know my background, my career, my history, my resume, if you will. If not, I'll be happy to repeat it. I'll be happy to put myself over. I don't mind because nobody else will. But that's about it. It's a good day in Florida. I want to use my platform for a second without being redundant or being callous or going overboard about I hope everybody's staying safe in this trying times and uncertain times. We know it. It's common sense, folks. Stay away, stay at home, do what they say. We'll all get through this. We always have. Keep your immune system strong. I emphasize on that because I am a certified nutritionist. Over the last year, I got my certification. So I went to FSU for sports nutrition and also wrestled there. Never graduated. I quit for pro wrestling. It was my passion. So I did a little bit of both. So right now, I'm in little show business, if you will, of Facebook, and you can check me out on Facebook and also ProWrestlingTees.com. I have 4 brand new shirts on there, and we're going to get right into as far as each show will be different about my career, what I've did, instead of going on and on here for 20 minutes to a half hour about my whole career. I'm not going to go into it right. I'll go into bits and pieces. We'll have different road stories. Some people's names I'll use, some I won't. I'm going to be a little bit different than other wrestlers, and by that I mean as far as I've noticed how other wrestlers like to bury one another or knock one another and stuff. I'm only calling it like it is, and sometimes I'll use their name and sometimes I won't. And you'll figure it out. There'll be assumption things because some people, they don't need to be on my show with their name. They're not paying me. They're not doing nothing for me. I'm not doing nothing for them. So, you're going to see a different side of Barry Horowitz, my peers and my fans and my wrestling audience. I hope you enjoy it. My producer's going to take over now with some questions, and I'm ready to go.
So, what do you think of the general landscape of the wrestling business today?
The general landscape, that's a good question. Little in disarray right now with the virus going on, but we'll put that to the side. I mean, when I was first started in pro wrestling, I mean, I've wrestled in front of 5 people, 10 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people. You do the same. Now, granted, when you're a babyface or heel, and that babyface makes that comeback, and you've got 50,000 people in Madison Square Garden chanting your name, it helps. It helps the atmosphere. It helps your comeback. It's confidence. It goes together. It just mixes well. But a good worker, a good performer, a good athlete could distinguish 5 people from 50,000 people. You just got to do it. And I will say the companies I've been watching on TV are doing a great job of it. They're acting like there's people there. I mean, it's great. Some are. And some aren't. As far as the different talents and whatnot, they do have veterans in there. They have young guys. They're grooming young guys. What I'm seeing is 2 sides to the coin. I'm seeing solid work. I'm seeing some old school patterns, ideas. I like that. I lean towards that. That's how I was groomed. And then I see some silliness, some stuff that just doesn't make sense. I know it's sports entertainment, but, you know, I'm a firm believer in the sports entertainment, entertain the people, and also stick to basics, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, and whatnot. You put those two together, you always could groom the fans to like that, and they will. It's not all about just pretty girls wrestling and weird vignettes and scenarios that make about as much sense as a one-legged fireman kicking down a screen door in a submarine. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Some of these little vignettes and scenarios they're doing. So that's kind of a quick answer of the industry right now. There's a lot of different things going on. There's different companies. That's basically it, without calling out anybody or ruling out anybody.
Okay, so which promotions currently are you more impressed by, and which ones are you less so?
Okay, let's start with the most impressive ones. Right now, AEW has got my attention, not just because I'm seeking employment with any of these companies as far as being a coach or an agent. I don't need to butter anybody up. My resume speaks for itself. I'm just shooting with how it is. And the shoot is AEW, as far as the commentary, it's the best. It's off the charts. It's award-winning. I love it. As far as the ring, the atmosphere, the fans getting into what, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 12. Now, the talent, phenomenal. Why is it phenomenal? Because they're doing everything. They're wrestling. They're entertaining. They're doing promos. Now, some of the promos and some of the vignettes, a little choppy. This is just my opinion. Some of them don't make sense, but most of them do. As far as the wrestling and the techniques, like I said, the ring, the new people, the new gimmicks, flawless. My only thing is, and this is just my perspective and my opinion as a pro, you could say old school or new school, it doesn't matter because they go hand in hand. I would say just some repetitive stuff I've caught in the ring that, doesn't make sense at all. Examples of different punches and whatnot. Just you could, a good performer, a good athlete, a good worker, like myself, could vary it. You could go to, forget the chops, you can go with European uppercuts, side forearms, elbows, headbutts, a punch here and there, maybe a chop here and there. You could vary it. It's good to be a multiple performer. This way you don't get caught in yourself in a rut and be redundant in the ring, and it can happen automatically because there is some guys that do that. They fall into that rut. You need to keep it fresh always, and it shows the people that you are a versatile pro wrestler and not a backyard goof, which that's not cool. So as far as I've watched, I have no interest in Impact at all. I don't even think they're on TV anymore. So they're neither here or there. The Ring of Honor is impressive because I like that old school, the small building, and also NWA as far as the in-studio. I think it's cool. You could groom your fans to like, it's not always has to be the Utah Civic Center in Utah or Madison Square Garden or the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. It doesn't have to be 30, 40,000 people. It looks good, but you could have both. I mean, you could groom your fans. But technical pro wrestling always prevails in my eyes. I've seen it. I've seen it many times with Kurt Angle. I've seen it many times with versatile wrestlers that stick to their guns and people like it. Because they're sitting at ringside or in the cheap seats and they go, wow, this guy is a pro. I mean, his look, his outfit, the way he conducts himself, the way he works, he's just not a backyard wrestler. I'm not knocking backyard wrestlers, but if that's the way you've been trained and where you're going and you don't come out of that backyard, well, it's not good. You're not going to progress in this world or in this business. As far as the WWE, I mean, I don't know, a lot of backward stuff there. There's a handful of guys that could, really work. The Miz, John Morrison. I'm not getting everybody probably right. As far as different, I do watch it and I don't. I'm still watching pro wrestling. I don't watch for hours and hours. I mean, I've got things to do. I've got a family. I got American Idol to watch. But anyway, I watch different things. But if we're going to do flim flam and jokes and things that just don't make, that don't make. So as far as back and forth to flim flam, some of the stuff, the announcing, the technical aspect of it, there's a handful of guys. The rest, I mean, I'm not knocking the way people come in the wrestling business, but I'm a big fan of paying your dues. I think if I had my way, I'd have everybody broken in Japan, either New Japan or All Japan, and pay their dues, and you'll respect the business a lot more. There's a lot of disrespect in the business. It's, I hear this team effort. No, this isn't NFL football. The team effort, your buddies, you're both on top, you're making a lot of money, you're buddies. Are you buddies with the underneath guy, the first match, the second match? Some of you are, some of you aren't. I mean, I don't know about that team effort. As far as the other things, as far as the professionalism, I mean, they're the top. They're doing well. I mean, they always did well. When I worked for Vince, he was a millionaire. Now he's a billionaire. I mean, I would love to work for them again, but I don't think they're interested in me. Why? I don't know. We'll go on with another show with that. I'll get into that because that could be a book in itself, which, by the way, hopefully if everything goes right, my book will be out next year. And there'll be a lot more in that book than what we're talking about now. So as far as the WWE, they have 2 shows. They're live, the SmackDown, the Raw. It's awesome. I mean, they're paid per Vince. As far as going to Saudi Arabia, that's really kabuki-ish. I mean, why? I mean, why don't you go to Hawaii? Book the show at the Pro Bowl where they used to have the Pro Bowl for the NFL players. It'll be sold out. People will love it. Vacation, everything. Instead, you want to go to third world countries and take a risk over money. I mean, I'm not a booker. I'm not a promoter. And I don't want to be. I'm a pro wrestler. I'm an athlete. I know a little bit about that, but nothing like top tier promoters know and bookers. I don't know. So you could probably have an argument with me about that. So anyway, that's my lookout on promotions.
As far as individual talent goes, who sticks out in your opinion? Who is really going the extra mile, and who's a really good worker in your opinion?
Well, as far as WWE goes, Ricochet, AJ Styles, The Miz, John Morrison. I'm sure there's others I'm missing. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. As far as big men working back in the day, The Undertaker. And I do love Kurt Angle. I'm a fanboy for Kurt Angle. It's a shame that he was dismissed from the company. This is a legend. I mean, an Olympic gold medalist. He's in a class of his own. I really don't understand that, but that's not my, that's just my opinion. I'm a fan of Brock Lesnar. His amateur career is awesome. His UFC career was awesome. So, yeah, that's about it. As far as the AEW, they have a plethora of workers. I mean, if they got 50 workers, 48 of them are awesome. I mean, geez. I mean, Trent from Best Friends, awesome. I met the guy, respectful, great guy. I'm trying to think, Santana and Ortiz, phenomenal workers. I think they were trained by Johnny Rods, which I know Johnny. Yeah, I know Johnny Rods from New York, and I've worked with him back in the day. Those guys are so respectful. I'm trying to think. Colt Cabana, awesome worker, very respectful. I mean, I only met a handful of guys, and this was at StarCast in Baltimore, and who I met were very respectful. There was some that weren't, but that's just, I don't know what that is. I'll never understand that, because I was brought up in the business. Even if I didn't like guys, you shake their hands no matter what. Now that I'm older now, maybe I will shun some people. Is it right or wrong? Oh, well, I don't give a shit. Okay, so, you know, it's a whole different ballgame. I'm not under contract no more. I don't have to follow these rules. People should accept me for how I am. So, that's that. As far as the girl wrestlers are very good. They're working hard. They're working very hard. Managers, I mean, top to bottom, Cody, Dustin. Dustin did a complete change. When I knew Dustin, I met him as Goldust. I met Dustin when he was Goldust, and his body transformation and his work has completely changed. I really like it. It's solid work. Kip Saban, Sammy Guevara. Wow. I'm trying to think of some of the names escape me. Kenny Omega. Of course, Chris Jericho. Commentating is awesome. His work is awesome. Gosh, like I said, I've named out the standouts.
What about the tag team division?
Wow, now that's unbelievable. I've never seen well-oiled machines like these. They don't have 1, 2, or 3. If they got 20 tag teams, they're all good. All 20 are good. I mean, they personify tag teaming. They show how it's done. It's just not tag, in and out. Yeah, they work as a team. And Best Friends, their gimmick is just, it's just incredible. With, what's his name? Orange Cassidy. Fantastic. Something different. Let me tell you something. When he takes those bumps with the hands in the pockets, props. Because I would never do that. I can't do that. I don't know how to do it. And his work is solid. That whole team is solid. The Lucha Brothers, I'm thinking. One of them especially, the masked one, his outfits are fun. I'm sorry, they're both masked. That's right, my producer's telling me. The one with the long mask and the white makeup and the teeth, his outfits are phenomenal. I mean, and their work is flawless. I mean, all of these teams, they have a great look, their outfits, their work, it's all different, everything. My only thing, the Young Bucks, another good team, good young tag team. They, female appealing, and plus their work is incredible. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Northern Light Suplex. Never seen it done in repetition like that. I think whoever started, I think the first person, I don't know who started the back suplex or the belly to back or the German and went into multiple ways. I forgot who did it. I know Brock does it. I forgot, guy who passed away did that. I forgot his name. Anyway, I don't want to elaborate on that anyway. But the Young Bucks, the way they do that Northern Light, and I've never seen it done like that. There's a lot of things. My only big thing with AEW, a lot of false finishes that are hardcore finishes. I mean, when you hit somebody with a suplex, 2 super kicks, slam, power slam, and a pile driver, and they kick out, and then you beat them with a small package. I mean, psychology-wise, you can get away with it, and you can't. It could go either way, depending on how you want to look at entertaining shoot-wise. There's all different ways. It all depends the way you put it together, and if it's properly done, you got an award-winning match. I mean, half of their matches on TV are pay-per-view matches, and you get to watch them for free. It's incredible. As far as their podcasts, they're awesome. Yeah, I got to give him a lot of props. Let's see. Also, like I said, Ring of Honor has to be doing something right. They've been in business over 20 years. I'm impressed. My biggest impressive person with there is Jay Lethal. His work is really solid. His impressions of Ric Flair and Black Machismo are award-winning. Unbelievable. He should be doing that stand-up or something. He's incredible. But he is a good worker. And I'm sure there is other workers there. I don't remember everybody there. I don't get to see it. It's past my bedtime. So I get up early and train early. And I did have a great workout today. I feel jacked. But anyway, that's my opinions, my small opinions of organizations and the industry. Again, I can't elaborate and can't go into that and my background in the whole. We'll be here for hours. We don't want to do that. We want to separate it and go on to show so you have something to look for. So each time Barry Horowitz is technically speaking, I am going to technically speak about road stories, different things about myself on the road, different wrestlers, where I've been, my favorite matches, my favorite wrestlers that I've wrestled with, people I didn't like to wrestle or they couldn't wrestle and I had to make them Ultimate Warrior, warrior, and make them look, like they can wrestle. So anyway, I'm hoping your guys wrestling fans will tune in, and I hope you enjoyed this segment. My producer, do we have anything else?
That's it for today.
That's it for today. Well, this is Barry Horowitz saying so long from the Sunshine State.